So I'm Dan Prince. I'm a professor of cybersecurity in our School of Computing and Communications here at Lancaster.
Dan, thank you so much for coming to talk to me about the pathway. And just to start you off with, why do you think leaders need to know about cybersecurity?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, cybersecurity is a core part of business. I mean, find any business and take out their IT equipment or data, they just can't function. And cybersecurity is a response to making sure that that IT equipment, all of those facilities are there to support the business and the people in the business. Ultimately, the digital technology we use are there to enhance the organization and the people. And we certainly can't be operating without it. So we need to protect that. Otherwise, businesses can't be productive, they can't grow. Cybersecurity is therefore really just essential to making sure that we've got productive and thriving businesses and economy globally or in the UK. And we've certainly seen multiple attacks in the news, big losses for some prime organisations. But even if you're just an SME, a small loss could sink that kind of business. And ultimately, criminals go where the money is. And the money is held in data and in information that the companies, big and small, hold. So as a leader, it's really important that you understand that, particularly not just if you're leading cybersecurity components within the organization, but just generally, if you're understanding how to use technology in a secure and safe way, is going to be really important and primary from organizations going forward. So I was just going to say as well, not only that, it's increasingly becoming a legal requirement for board members and leaders to know about it and take responsibility from that risk as a non-executive level and also at the executive level.
So it's almost an essential now for businesses, like how we used to think about strategy.
Yeah.
All these decisions now have to include this stuff consideration, not just for the compliance point of view, but also about how, knowing how to work with your people in the organization and how to protect your assets.
Yeah, and ultimately the way that we construct sort of cybersecurity at Lancaster more generally, but particularly on the program, is that the core asset of the business is your people. The technology is there to support the business and the organisation, and so if you're not protecting the technology, you're not protecting the people. And ultimately, there's a lot of stuff around the data that companies hold, and they're your clients. They are people too, and the average cost for kind of person theft, identity theft, is around about £30,000 for each one of those people that get hit by that and are trying to recover. So there's a big financial cost and an individual cost, brand reputation. All of these things are super important to be thinking about. But ultimately, businesses are technical, digital. You take that out, they can't operate. Cybersecurity is the response for that. And as you say, it's not just a compliance issue, it's a strategic imperative. You've got to get it right, from mergers and acquisitions, on being able to ask the right questions, all the way through to, what are we actually going to do about this particular incident? So that's really where we're coming from in terms of the cyber pathway for the Executive MBA.
And we're bringing this collaboration between the management school and the School of Computing and Communications. So we're coming together on this stuff, Masters of Business Administration level, on the executive level. Why do you think it's important to introduce these sort of consideration specifically on the MBA?
So one of the key things is we can do master's degree programs, and they tend to be technical, and there's certainly master's degree programs in management science elsewhere that have kind of elements of cybersecurity in them. But when we were looking at putting this program together, this idea that actually an MBA is about developing as a leader and manager, and having this idea that cyber is a core component of being a leader and manager embedded within a program to develop leaders and managers is really important. But also the idea of this program is to bridge the gap between the two sides of the house, from leaders and managers wanting to develop their technical skills, but also technical people wanting to develop their leadership skills. And nothing signals in the marketplace that you are a well-developed, a well-read leader and manager like an MBA degree. And so we felt that the kind of the premium kind of brand that sits around a Masters of Business Administration is really important to have that as part of this program, rather than looking at other potential degree avenues, awarding avenues like a Masters in Science or the Arts. The MBA just signals that the people graduating from the program are highly skilled professionals with cutting edge leadership management and on the cyber pathway, cybersecurity skills.
And it definitely stuff aligns with also our focus on responsible leadership.
Yeah.
And many people may just think that responsible leadership is about sustainability, but we also believe that it's also about ethical approach to the business, but also about thinking about how we lead responsibly within that stuff technology communication area as well. And like you said, I think most businesses fail when they stop looking at themselves holistically, when they stop linking the technology and the people aspect, the communication aspect of the business together. So for us, it's very important that also through that responsible leadership lens, we look at the cyber security, the data management, as well as that environmental sustainability.
Yeah, and certainly. And so one of the things that we're really well known for at Lancaster is our multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary work, not just treating cybersecurity as a technical concept, but working with academics in management school and social sciences and in health and in other areas, thinking about the implications of cybersecurity from an organizational or personal level, whatever it might be. And you're right, there's a responsibility issue here, right? Organizations are responsible for our data. Again, just think about the average person in the street and how much data, just consumer data, but then, all that data they're using to track our purchases to try and make a more efficient experience. That comes with ethical considerations. If nothing else, it comes with protective considerations. And certainly we've seen the advent of things like the General Data Protection Regulation coming online and new directives. And in the UK, we've got the new Cybersecurity and Resiliency Bill coming along. These are all putting a really strong emphasis on businesses to think about this and then the legal responses that go along with it. So it's really important for business as part of their responsibility to their client base and their customers and their supply chain to treat their information that they obtain and they use responsibly.
And Dan, just reflecting on our credibility as a university in this area, and I know that you have done a lot, and it's one of our regional priorities as well. So why Lancaster?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Why do you want to come to Lancaster? We are one of a very small handful of universities that are recognised by the National Cybersecurity Centre for both our education and also our research work. So when you come to study on the Executive MBA programme, the academics teaching on the cybersecurity pathway, all recognised experts by the National Cybersecurity Centre. They're all part of our core research team. But not only that, the whole institution is recognised for its education outreach, and particularly we have a very strong capability working with companies. We do a lot of work on cyber entrepreneurship. How do we actually build all the things you're talking about, responsibility, from schools all the way through, thinking and getting people to think about cyber entrepreneurship, cyber innovation. And so we're recognising both of those categories. For the longest time, our main technical MSc has been certified by the National Cybersecurity Centre, and recently, the lead into this program has been recognised as the first MBA program to hold NCSE certification in the UK. So, we've got a long-standing pedigree recognised by the NCSE, and people who don't know that organisation, they are the national technical authority for the UK government when it comes to cybersecurity. So, by any stretch of the imagination, we're one of the leading universities in the UK. And it's not just me saying that, it's the UK government saying that. So that's pretty nice.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you.
Pleasure.